Virtually no one is immune. Not Kevin Hart, not J.K. Rowling, not Woodrow Wilson, not Drew Brees, not the famous or the unknown.
Why is Woodrow Wilson in there? We got him. We canceled Woodrow Wilson. I am going to quickly watch the new PragerU video though, because this one's called "Never Apologize to the Mob."
Neil Golightly had a long and distinguished career as an executive at Boeing, until he didn't. Gary Girls had a long and distinguished career as a curator of painting and sculpture at the San Francisco Museum of Modern Art, until he didn't.
Oh.
James Bennett had a long...
Oh, we're still doing cancel culture. Oh, okay. I figured things have kind of moved on. What with the COVID and the wildfires and the climate change. But yeah, no. Let's keep doing cancel culture.
Long and distinguished career as an editor at the New York Times, until he didn't. All three were canceled. Their careers, their life's work ended in a virtual instant. Golightly wrote an article 30 years ago objecting to women taking part in military combat. It was published in Proceedings, the magazine of the U.S. Naval Institute. Somehow it came to the attention of an employee at Boeing who found it sexist. The social media mob got riled up. Golightly apologized, of course. His views had changed in the intervening decades. But it didn't matter. He was forced to resign. Garrels conducted a presentation about purchasing art from more racially diverse artists by saying that he would still continue to buy art from white artists. This outraged the staff at the museum, who found his remarks smacking of white supremacy. Garrels apologized, of course. He should have been more sensitive to his colleagues' feelings, he said. But it didn't matter. He was forced to resign. Bennett published an opinion piece by Republican Senator Tom Cotton, arguing that if the Black Lives Matter-inspired riots continue to overwhelm local police, the federal government should send in the National Guard to restore order. New York Times staff claimed that Cotton's words were threatening.
Y'all are going to defend Tom Cotton? I mean, I know PragerU is Anecdote Andy's, but also Tom Cotton. Unironically defending Tom Cotton. That's a bad look.
They personally felt endangered by them. They demanded Bennett's head. Bennett apologized, of course. He just thought the Times readers should be exposed to a different point of view. But it didn't matter. He was forced to resign. Former Times columnist Barry Weiss perfectly described the situation in her resignation letter shortly after Bennett's banishment.
Yeah, you mean her rage quit? Because that's what that was. She wrote a letter and got it to be penned by all these big accredited journalists and authors, and then said that she was going to get canceled for it, and she didn't. And then she rage quit, and then she canceled herself. That's what happened.
Twitter is not on the masthead of the New York Times, but Twitter has become its ultimate editor.
Oh no!
This is the cancel culture that now pervades America. Yet, people on the left, the very people responsible for it, claim it doesn't exist. Congresswoman Alexander...
as always, citation needed. Have you seen the Zero Books, the Ben Burgess, that side of the left? They have been calling this out quite a bit as well. They're quite concerned about it.
Andrea Ocasio-Cortez mocks those who fear its growing influence. Odds are you're not actually canceled, she tweeted. You're just being challenged, held accountable, or unliked. The representatives claim that this is merely accountability culture is common on the left. Don't believe it.
Oh.
Accountability means a duty to explain. Accountability involves confronting a person with their actions in a way that allows them to explain themselves or ask for forgiveness and otherwise continue the dialogue. The purpose of cancellation is very different. It seeks to bring all conversation to an end, to strike fear in the public so that no one else dares to speak up. That is cancellation, and it extends far beyond criticism. Cancellation involves social media mobs engaged in public shaming and the creation of blacklists. It seeks the destruction of the career and reputation of anyone who differs with a leftist position. The bullies, says social critic Douglas Murray, want to stop the rest of us talking or thinking. Virtually no one is immune. Not Kevin Hart, not J.K. Rowling, not Woodrow Wilson, not Drew Brees. Not the famous or the unknown.
Why is Woodrow Wilson in there? We got him. We canceled Woodrow Wilson. Oh, heaven forbid.
Not the living or the dead. So many have been burned at the social media.
Wait, I'm sorry. I thought this was about people losing their jobs. I thought that was the problem. I'm pretty sure. Oh, is it now about reputation? Is that it? Is everyone above the fray? Can we no longer just judge people based on the content of their character?
One has to wonder if the mob is going to run out of victims. But this fire will not burn itself out. We have to stop it. How? First, if you ever find yourself in the cancel culture crosshairs, don't apologize to the mob.
Yeah.
Apologize when you've done something wrong, not when you've exercised a constitutional right. And furthermore, your apology won't save you.
Oh.
It merely hands the bullies another victory.
Oh.
Stand firm. The storm will pass. The mob always.
Whoa. Okay. So don't ever apologize for shitty behavior. Just keep being shitty and stand firm. Maybe that's what Trump meant. Stand by.
Second, find allies among reasonable people, not necessarily people who vote the way you do or agree with you on every issue, just people who still believe in free speech and are committed to open dialogue.
So Gab or Parler. Gab or Parler, one of those two. Find like-minded individuals who don't find your form of bigotry offensive. That sounds kind of like an echo chamber. So build an echo chamber. Gotcha. All right.
Third, the rest of us must only support institutions and businesses that value free expression. Money talks, which is why cancel culture is such a potent weapon. People and even big businesses are terrified of losing their incomes. Finally, defend targets of the mob.
Wait. Oh man, it seems like they're kind of skirting around this, but I almost feel at some point he's going to be like, it's almost as if workers don't have protections. It's almost as if there's some kind of a dictatorship, if you will, in the workplace. There's like an employer-employee dynamic, and one side has all the power, and they're able to just fire people. It's almost as if we need more worker rights. That's where I feel this video is going.
This is a free speech issue. It should unite liberals and conservatives against the left.
Oh.
The very soul of our republic depends on an open exchange of ideas. We must take on and defeat a cancel culture that would hold a free people hostage in their own society. I'm Paris Denard for Prager University.
Man, and as those words leave your lips, you've sealed your fate. You're now part of the Prager institution for all time. Yes, that's right. I can't wait to hear I'm Tulsi Gabbard for PragerU. And Silent Chaos is a very good point. The Constitution protects you from being silenced by the state, not by the public. And also, freedom of speech does not mean freedom of consequence. So yeah, if you say horrible, bigoted things, people are probably going to call you out on that. There's quite a big difference between that and the so-called cancel culture. If we go back to the people who've been canceled, including Mr. Woodrow Wilson, that's unfortunate. It happened after his tenure, of course, but it happened nonetheless. Kevin Hart, still a multi-millionaire, still gets to make tons of movies. Nothing changed. J.K. Rowling, still a multi-millionaire, billionaire actually, still gets to write horrible transphobic books. Nothing changed. Woodrow Wilson, still dead. Effectively, still dead. Still dead in the ground, and nothing's changed there as well. So there we go. Not exactly great examples. If you're trying to prop up the fact that other people have been fired for their activity, and again fired for their old activity in the modern workplace, I think what you want to be arguing for is worker rights. So maybe PragerU should do a whole video on unionization. And how there's a dictatorship in the work environment, and how the bosses seem to have all the control, and workers don't have any democracy. That would be closer maybe to what you were trying to talk about. You know?
Hey, we want to mutual aid you to get some eyeballs on your work. So if you have a leftist YouTube channel or Twitch stream or something you want us to advertise, just send us a 20 to 30 second ad using the forums at weareserfs.com. We'll do our best to help you out. And please submit once per channel.
To our God, I'm Raft. We pray at your altar of greatness. To our monarch, Thomas Bone, you are the light that guides our path. To our lords, Jeffrey Lamb, Trevor R., Stephen, Ninetails Cosmic Fox, Hans Josephine, and Poppy Nelson, we bow meekly for your pleasure. To our Knights of the Round Table, Josh Mickelson, Dylan Byth, Alexander Thaler, Zach Christensen, Todd Buckingham, Todd Lajeunesse, Clement Chetska, Skybear Games, Moss Beast, Political Puppy, Ali Menthol, Jimmy Bignuts, Alan R., Andreas Chitoro, Good Poon Hates Cops, That's Solid Poon Then, Dr. Zayas, Joppy, Radiclu, Violent Orchard, and Sophie Baby, we salute you. And to our many merchants and farmers, thank you. Fuck you, Lance!